Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sábado de Chisme. We have Abby here. She has a hard life. She's resting. It's really hard, her life. She's tired of going from her bed to the chair, from the chair to her bed. So leave her alone. She deserved a good rest. I love her. So today I have a good episode. Okay, today is a different episode. It's not about me. This chisme is not about me. Don't worry, I have more stories. They're coming. But there's been this thing going around that I keep hearing and I keep getting sucked into because I cannot stop looking. You know, like a train wreck, like you cannot stop looking. This is the case. It's the case of Carla Panini and Carla Luna. Who are these people? Well, they were comedians. They're Mexican, and this is this like big scandal that's going on in Mexico. But I feel like it's very universal because you are going to relate. If you haven't heard of it, I'll let you know and let me know if you relate. So, there's two best friends that start a comedy show together. Best friends, they call each other sisters. Carla Panini and Carla Luna. They're both called Carlas. So just FYI. So I'm going to be calling them by their last name. Luna is this girl. She was, honestly, she was the prettiest of them both. And she had more spark. And this other girl, she was funny. She was really funny. But she didn't have like that angel, you know, like some people just have that like star. I don't know how to call it. It's just, some people just shine. This Luna girl had it. She got married to this guy who, before they were married, obviously when they were dating, he would bring her flowers and woo her like every man who puts the star in the sky and everything at your feet. Because they want to get you. And when he got her, boom, everything changed. And he became aggressive. He became abusive, verbally and physically. He literally abused her. And he would hit her. He would grab her by the neck. A lot of her friends have come out and said the story. The thing is, this situation happened a couple of years ago. Because she died 3 years ago. Unfortunately, she got cancer. She, when she had her second daughter, the youngest one with this guy, she got diagnosed with cancer. So she went to chemo and she lost the battle after a few years. She would get better and then she would get worse. She would get better and she would get worse. And my theory is it had a lot to do with what was going on, because I do believe that your emotions are connected to your body. She was going through a lot. So it turns out, her best friend, imagine you have your best friend. Whenever this guy would beat you up, you go to the best friend and tell her, oh, this guy did this to me. Imagine like, I got hit, blah, blah, blah. Should I go file a report to the police? The best friend convinced her not to do it a couple times. No, because her career, like, that's a scandal that we cannot afford. Let's just wait, whatever. Or dump him. Fuck him, let him go, like just dump him, divorce him, he does not deserve you. But this girl loved him. So even one time when they would go on a tour, she was afraid to stay at her own hotel room because this guy would come back drunk or drugged or whatever and hit her. She would stay at her sister's room, or she would go at her best friend's room, and she would go to her best friend Panini. She would say, this guy did this to me, look, he beat me up. And she would say, let me go talk to him. I'm going to talk to him, because they were working together. The two of them were the talent, the girls, and he was the manager or the producer or the promoter or something. Like he would go with them all the time and he would manage the finances. So she said, she knew him obviously. So she would say, I would go talk to him. He cannot treat you like this. Don't worry, I got you. And she would go to his hotel room. And guess what she did? She did not go to defend her. No, she went to do other stuff. That's not the worst part. So it turns out when her sister, Luna's sister, needed a phone, this guy, Americo, he gives her his phone, his old phone. He's like, oh, I have an old phone. I haven't turned it on in like years or months or whatever. You can have it. Go turn it on, put a new battery and have it. You know how phones sync? I don't know if it's because of iCloud or because it was stored in the phone, but I believe it's iCloud. The text sync into your new phone or your old phone or whatever. This guy forgot about it because the phone died or whatever. The girl turns it on, changes the battery, plugs it in, turns it on, the sister, and sees the text. Guess who were the texts were from? Panini, the best friend, and the husband. Together. What? Yes, bitch. So you mean to tell me that this girl goes to her best friend and cries her eyes out? He's hitting me, he is doing this, and the best friend's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I love you, blah blah, you're my sister. And they were hooking up for years. And even supposedly one time this girl asked her, Luna asked Panini, hey, is something going on? I have a weird feeling. And the Panini girl said, well, yeah, but it was just a kiss, it was years ago, nothing else happened, I promise. Okay. And honestly, I thought about it, that if you wasn't here, if you were dead, I could stay with him. And I thought about the fact that if your daughter wasn't born, if she wasn't here, I could stay with him. Not only that, she would joke, because they had a comedy show. For years, she would make jokes about it. She would be like, oh, in Spanish, there's this phrase that's called hermanas de leche, which is like sisters in milk. You know what I mean? And she would joke about that all the time. She'd like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sleep with your husband and blah blah. And she would get mad, but it was jokingly. The cruel part is she knew it was true and she was doing it without the other girl knowing. That's cruel. Like, not only you're cheating on me with my husband, you're my best friend, you're rubbing it in my face live in front of audience. There's a bunch of videos out there, and you know it's true. Like, oh my god, that's not even the worst part. In the text, it showed that that Panini was telling the guy, you didn't hit her that hard. I cannot stand you treating her well. I want you to hit her. I want you to mistreat her and be abusive towards her. Because I cannot stand you being with her, and I cannot stand you treating her nicely. So all of the abuse, all of the hits, all of the kicks, all of the punches were because her best friend, her sister, told the husband to do it, even after she was sick. One time, a lot of people saw it. A lot of people saw this happening when the abuse would happen. Even one time, the doctor that was treating her for chemo saw her. She had a boot because he kicked her so hard that the boot was the print of the boot was I don't remember if it was in her back or in her chest, but it was like she had marks, bruises from the boot. And the doctor told her, this cannot happen. You cannot be doing this when you're having chemo. If you don't do something and go to the police, I will. So I think she did put a report to police, but he's a very influential man back in that town in Mexico. So nothing happened, obviously. And he would threaten anyone who would talk about it, any media who would talk about it. He would threaten to shut them up and to kill them. And even after she died, he threatened the family to not talk to the media about it. Why is everyone so, well, she passed away, Luna passed away 3 years ago. Not only that, people are saying that, or her friends are saying that when she was in bed before she died, or when she would be recovering, or she was sick already and they were apart, he would come to her, mistreat her, and tell her, when you die, I'm gonna keep the kids, and the girls are gonna be with me and with Panini. When you die, they're gonna be alone. Blah 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 blah. Your family's never gonna see them. Imagine you're dying, and this guy comes and tortures you mentally. Not only he tortured you physically, not only if you're angry and hurt because of your best friend, like everything that happened, you're dealing with cancer, and it was a painful kind of cancer, and you're doing with chemo. Not only that, he comes and every time he tells you these things, he tortures you this thing. Who the hell is gonna be able to stand that? And she never spoke up. She was good. She forgave her friend, not as a friend, but she forgave her, like, okay, I'm not gonna hold grudges to you. But she died 3 years ago of cancer. She never left a paper saying, I want my kids to be together. She said it verbally, and even when she was dying, the husband said, yes, I promise, well, the ex-husband, I promise I will keep them together. She had 2 older kids, one boy and one girl, older, like 20s with another marriage, but they were living together. So her last request was, please keep them together. Let my family take care of my girls. You can see them anytime like you used all the time, but don't separate them. And he promised her when she was about to die that he will. You guys, what happened? He didn't give his promise. What a surprise! Such a nice gentleman. How would he not keep his promise? Well, people are coming out now. There's a huge scandal now, 2020, because the family came out finally saying he does not let us see the girls. He took the girls by force, and he keeps putting, they have a lawsuit, like a custody battle, and he keeps not bringing them to the visitations, not bringing the kids, paying fines, not showing up, and postponing and postponing and postponing. And he does not let the family or the brothers and sister, the brother and sister, to see her sisters, the siblings. He doesn't let them. So the girls ended up living with their dad and the mistress. And supposedly there's rumors that the mistress mistreats the girls. I mean, I would imagine she does, because you have to be really fucked up in the head and really evil to hate someone that much, to want to take their husband, make them mistreat her, and have so much envy of her, because she was beautiful and she was like a light. If you see her, she was a good person, but she hated her so much. So imagine if you see these two girls that look exactly like her mom, like their mom, you're gonna feel something. And I understand that people make mistakes and that people can have second chances, but there's a difference between making mistakes and being truly evil and do these things to a human being, because what they did was evil. And that's why I want to speak up, because these things happen, and just because this was known, it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean it's like, oh, one and that's it. It happens, and there's people out there that are evil. If we don't stand up for ourselves, we're gonna get fucked. And she got fucked, because even they even stole money from her. There's some recordings. There's a bunch of things going on, but there's some recordings of her confronting them, and he saying, oh, well, the money got lost. I don't know what happened. I must have miscounted, because, you know. So they ended up owing her millions of pesos, and she didn't have money for her treatment. She was struggling at the end of her life. And, you know, these people still have the guts right now, lately. The Panini girl, the mistress, she keeps making fun of the situation until now, because now people found out. But she kept making fun of the situation, even after she died. Like, who are you? How evil can you be to want to manipulate someone? Or she would tell him, when they were together, she would tell him, she's cheating on you. I saw her flirting with someone. Go hit her. And he would go hit her. It's just so nasty and so gross and so evil that I'm glad people are speaking up, because these people were paying or threatening so no one would know, and they could keep going with their lives and their businesses and be happy ever after. And I believe that justice should be served, and I believe that evil should never win. And I don't believe in, oh, well, your karma would come when you die. No, why should you keep getting away with things? Getting away with hurting people. And those girls that are a part of they are apart from their siblings. So that's what made me really grossed out and really fucked up. And there's so many more things. I can come up with more videos about it, but this is just the basic chisme that I wanted to tell you about. Imagine, how would you feel if this happened to you, or to your sister, your daughter or something? How would you feel? Let me know your thoughts on this subject, if you think they should be forgiven and forgotten, or if you should think they should be brought to justice and they should pay for what they did. Let me know what you think. Give it a like if you like this type of videos for your Tell the Chisme. Give it, subscribe to my channel, because I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by next month. And when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna do a giveaway for one lucky subscriber. And I want to grow my community so these videos can get to more people. You can have fun. You can just distract from your life. Your day-to-day life is chaotic enough. So we all deserve some me time and some chisme time to forget about things in life or to take a break. So let me know if you like this type of videos. Follow me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as Ivy Navarro. I have my new website, which is yvonnenavarro.com. I'm just building it, so it's getting there. And I will see you in my next video.